Hi, everyone, and welcome back to my official channel. So here we are. It is late. I am literally sitting here at my desk with a cold cup of coffee, just typing furiously because my brain is absolutely buzzing. The spoilers for Friday, the 3rd of April, 2026 just dropped, and I am losing my mind. Honestly, I feel like a tired journalist on a massive deadline who just needs to get all this raw, unfiltered information out of my head and onto the screen before I explode. Because the drama on The Bold and the Beautiful right now is just off the charts. It is clunky and it is messy and it is so incredibly human. And I am here for all of it. So grab a snack and settle in because we have a lot of ground to cover today. A whole lot. We are talking about Steffi confronting Deacon. We are talking about Electra finally waking up and learning something about Ivy. And we are talking about Brooke doing what Brooke does best, which is meddling in her son's love life. So let's just dive right into this massive dump of soap opera chaos. Let's start with Steffi Forrester Finnegan. My girl Steffi is going through it right now. And I mean, she is really going through it. You have to understand the sheer level of panic that is coursing through her veins at this exact moment. She just came back from a nice, normal family camping trip. Just her and Finn and Kelly and Hayes, a nice little getaway to escape the madness of Los Angeles and Forrester Creations. And what does she walk into? Total, absolute chaos. She walks into her beautiful cliff house and finds out that all hell broke loose while she was sleeping in a tent because her mother, her grown, world-renowned psychiatrist mother, decided to act like a reckless teenager and invite Deacon Sharp over for a sleepover. And not just any sleepover, a passionate, sweaty, clothes-ripping sleepover in Steffi's own house. But it gets worse, so much worse. Because Sheila Carter showed up. Sheila, the woman who literally shot Steffi and left her for dead in a dirty alleyway. The woman who shot Finn. The woman who has terrorized this family for decades. She showed up at the Cliff House with a bouquet of flowers and a butcher knife, and she kicked down the bedroom door. Just thinking about it makes me want to scream. And Steffi is screaming. She is absolutely livid. She is blasting Deacon with everything she has. Friday's episode is going to feature Steffi just tearing into Deacon Sharp like there is no tomorrow, and she is completely justified. She is a mother protecting her cubs. She doesn't want her family in danger. For a while now, they have been able to coexist with Sheila, kind of from a distance, because Sheila has been playing the reformed good wife to Deacon. But Steffi knows that is a fragile piece, a very fragile piece. If Sheila even suspects that she is being betrayed by Deacon, if she even gets a whiff of the fact that Deacon is sleeping with Taylor Hayes of all people, things could go south very fast. And by south, I mean someone is going to end up in a body bag. That is just how Sheila operates. She is a lethal threat. And Steffi knows this, but Taylor and Deacon, they are living in Delulu land. They really are. They think they are so smart. They think they got away with it because Deacon jumped out of a second-story window butt naked and hid in the bushes. And then he ran home and pretended to be asleep on the couch. And Sheila woke him up and told him this crazy story about breaking into Taylor's room to save her from an attacker. So Deacon thinks he is in the clear, and Taylor thinks she is in the clear, but they are not, because Sheila saw the pizza box, the Il Giardino pizza box on the table at the Cliff House, and she saw the same pizza box at the restaurant, and her evil little brain is connecting the dots. So Steffi is begging Deacon, literally begging him. She is standing there in his face, telling him to stop seeing her mother. Just stop. Cut it off. End it right now before everyone gets killed. Because Steffi already tried talking to Taylor. She already ripped her mother a new one, but Taylor is completely gone. Taylor has insisted to Steffi that she is in love with Deacon. Yes, in love. After a few secret makeout sessions in an office and one interrupted hookup at the Cliff House, Taylor claims she misses him and she loves him. And Steffi knows that her mother's feelings are too deep for this man now. Taylor is not going to listen to reason. Taylor is acting like an addict who just needs her next fix of Deacon Sharp. It is pathetic, but it is also terrifying because Taylor's blind obsession is putting Kelly and Hayes right in the crosshairs of a psychotic killer. So if Steffi can't get Taylor to stop seeing Deacon, she has to try getting the man to cut ties. She has to appeal to whatever tiny shred of decency Deacon has left. She tells him to look at the big picture. Look at the kids. Look at the danger. And Deacon listens. He really does. He stands there and he understands that this has gotten dangerous. He knows Steffi is right. He knows Sheila is a ticking time bomb. But here is the kicker. Here is the tragic soapy twist. Deacon is too crazy about Taylor to just stop seeing her now. He is hooked. He is completely mesmerized by the good doctor. He has always had a thing for unavailable women, for high-class women. Brooke, Quinn, and now Taylor. He feels like he finally has a shot at real love with a woman who isn't a convicted felon, and he is not going to let that go, even if it means risking his life, even if it means risking Taylor's life. Deacon is going to look Steffi in the eye and basically refuse to end it. He might say he will be careful. He might promise to keep it a secret, but he won't give Taylor up. And that is going to drive Steffi insane because she is powerless. She cannot control these two grown adults who are running headfirst into a wood chipper. And the tension is just so thick you could cut it with Sheila's butcher knife because we, the audience, know that Sheila is already onto them. Sheila is covering her tracks. She is acting normal around Deacon, but inside she is boiling. She is humiliated, and the humiliation is what is going to make her snap, not just the cheating. But the fact that they are making a fool out of her, and Steffi senses this. Steffi's instincts are screaming at her that the peace is over. The war is coming. And Deacon is just standing there with a goofy love strutter that's on his face because he wants to roll around in the sheets with Taylor again. It is maddening. And while all of this life or death drama is happening over at the Cliff House in Il Giardino, we have a whole different kind of messy drama happening over at Forrester Creation. Because the spoilers for Thursday and Friday reveal that Electra is finally going to learn something new about Ivy Forrester. And wow, is this a long time coming, because Ivy has been getting away with murder. Well, not literal murder, but relationship murder. Ivy is the reason Electra and Will Spencer are broken up. Ivy is the puppet master. She is the villain of this little young adult love story, and she has been so incredibly smug about it. Let's do a quick recap because my brain needs to process how we got here. Will and Electra were happy, they were cute, but Ivy didn't like it. She didn't want her niece with a Spencer man, so she sabotaged them. Electra wrote Will a heartfelt letter asking him to meet her, and Ivy stole it, just snatched it right up and stuffed it in her purse. Daphne saw it. Daphne Rose Walton saw the whole thing, and Ivy just swore her to secrecy. And then Ivy took Will's broken necklace and planted it on Electra's desk to make it look like Electra didn't care. And it worked. Will was crushed, Electra was crushed, they broke up, and then Steffi hired Melissa Dillon. And Dillon moved right in on Will. And Dillon also found out about Ivy's manipulation because she eavesdropped on Ivy and Daphne arguing about it. But Dillon is keeping her mouth shut because she wants Will for herself. And she even told Will she loves him. So there is this massive web of lies and secrets just floating around the Forrester office. And Electra is the only one who doesn't know. But on Friday, that starts to change. Electra learns something new about Ivy. The spoilers don't say exactly what it is, but I am guessing it is a small clue. A crack in the armor, maybe she finds the letter, maybe she catches Ivy in a lie. Maybe Daphne finally cracks under the pressure and drops a hint, or maybe Dillon slips up. Whatever it is, It is going to shift Electra's perspective because right now Electra idolizes her Aunt Ivy. She thinks Ivy walks on water. She thinks Ivy has her best interests at heart. But this new piece of information is going to make Electra stop and think, I wonder if this is something that could lead to Electra learning the whole truth about her dynamic with RJ. Because Ivy hasn't just been keeping Will away. She has been actively shoving Electra into RJ Forrester's arms. Ivy has been orchestrating this whole new romance. She encouraged RJ to take Electra to dinner at the Forrester mansion. She encouraged the moonlight swim. She took photos of them kissing and posted them on social media for Will to see. Ivy is stage managing Electra's love life like it is a Broadway play. And Electra has just been going along with it because she is hurt and vulnerable, and RJ is a nice guy who is there to comfort her. But if Electra starts to see Ivy for who she really is, a manipulative, controlling schemer, then Electra might stop idolizing her. She might realize that Ivy doesn't know what is best for her. While Ivy maintains she knows what is best for Electra, the lady is a grown woman. Electra is an adult. She can make decisions and learn her life lessons on her own. She doesn't need her aunt playing God with her heart. And if Electra realizes that her breakup with Will was totally manufactured by Ivy, oh boy, the fallout is going to be epic. Electra is going to explode. But the tragic part is that it might be too late because Will is already moving on with Dylan and Electra is already getting deeply tangled up with RJ. And that brings us to the third massive spoiler for Friday. Brooke Logan Forrester. Because you know Brooke cannot just sit quietly in her office and design clothes. No, she has to insert herself into the drama, especially when it involves her precious son, RJ. So the spoilers say Brooke will corner RJ for a conversation. And this is right after Brooke and Ridge accidentally walked in on RJ and Electra having a massive steamy makeout session in the design office, which, by the way, is so inappropriate for work, but this is Forrester creation, so whatever. People do it all the time. But Brooke saw it, and now she wants the details. She corners her son, and she starts interrogating him, and RJ is just a love-struck puppy. The young man will admit to his mother that he is crazy about Electra. He is falling hard, and he is falling fast. He thinks she is amazing and beautiful and talented. He is totally smitten. And Brooke, she is eating it up with a spoon. Brooke loves this. Why? Because Brooke hates the Spencers right now. Brooke is currently in a massive blood feud with her sister Katie over the whole Logan Fashion House launch. Brooke and Ridge literally just crashed Katie's press conference and sabotaged her fashion preview because Bill Spencer stole Eric's designs. So Brooke is not a fan of Will Spencer right now because Will is Bill's son. So the fact that Electra and Will are broken up is great news for Brooke. Brooke reasons her son should go after who he wants. Since Electra and Will Spencer are now broken up, Brooke tells RJ that the coast is clear. She is giving him the green light to pursue this girl with everything he has. She is encouraging him to stake his claim, but I have to wonder, is RJ's next move going to see him possibly getting the girl he wants? Or is he going to crash and burn? Because Electra is on the rebound. She still loves Will. She is just hurt and confused, and now she is starting to learn shady things about Ivy. Her head is spinning. If RJ comes on too strong, if he pushes too hard because his mommy told him to go for it, will RJ end up going too far and push Electra away for good? It is a very real possibility. RJ is sweet, but he can be intense. And if he suffocates Electra right when she is trying to figure out her own life and her aunt's lies, she might just run for the hills. And then you have to ask the ultimate soap opera question, are Will and Electra meant to be together despite all the obstacles? Because usually in these stories, the couple that gets torn apart by manipulation is the end game. Will and Electra have that tragic star-crossed lovers vibe right now. They both think the other one doesn't care, but they both secretly do. If the truth about the stolen letter and the broken necklace comes out, It is going to blow everything up. Dylan is going to lose Will. RJ is going to lose Electra. And Ivy is going to lose her niece's respect forever. It is a ticking time bomb of young adult angst. And I am literally gripping the edge of my desk, waiting for it to explode. But let's pivot back to the adults for a second, because I just cannot get over the Steffi and Deacon situation. I keep thinking about what Steffi must be feeling. She has been fighting this battle for so long. She warned Taylor. She told Taylor over and over again that if she didn't stay away from Deacon, she would be cut off from the family. She would lose access to Kelly and Hayes. Steffi laid down the law, and Taylor just completely ignored her. Taylor looked her daughter in the eye and then turned around and invited that man into Steffi's home the minute Steffi left town. The disrespect is staggering. It really is. And Steffi is realizing that she has no control over her mother. So confronting Deacon is Steffi's last resort. She is probably standing in his crappy little apartment above Il Giardino, pointing her finger in his chest, telling him that he is a selfish coward. And she is right. Deacon is being incredibly selfish. He knows what Sheila is capable of. He was there when Sheila cut off her own toe to fake her death. He was there when she was a fugitive, hiding in his place. He knows she is a monster, but he is letting his libido and his ego drive the bus. He loves the fact that a beautiful, classy woman like Taylor Hayes wants him. It validates him. It makes him feel like he is more than just a former con man who washes dishes and slings pizzas. Deacon's ego is writing checks that his body is not going to be able to cash when Sheila finds out. And Sheila, oh my God, Sheila. Let's just take a moment to appreciate the terrifying genius of Sheila Carter right now. She is not reacting immediately. A lesser villain would have just started stabbing people the minute she saw that pizza box, but not Sheila. She is marinating in the betrayal. She is letting it simmer. She is plotting. She woke Deacon up from his fake sleep and she played with him like a cat playing with a mouse. She told him all about breaking into the Cliff House. She watched him sweat. She watched him stumble over his lies about having dinner with Hope. She knows he is lying. She interrogated Hope too, and Hope stumbled and looked guilty as sin. So Sheila has all the pieces. She knows Deacon is cheating. She knows it is Taylor, and she is just waiting for the perfect moment to strike. And that is why Steffi is so terrified. Steffi can feel the shift in the atmosphere. She knows that Sheila being quiet is worse than Sheila screaming. A quiet Sheila is a deadly Sheila. And Steffi is trying to get Deacon to understand this. She is begging him, please, for the love of God, stop seeing my mother. But Deacon is just like, nah, I really like her. I'm crazy about her. It is infuriating. I want to reach through the screen and shake him. And I know Steffi wants to do the same thing. So Friday's episode is just going to be this massive collision of stubborn people. Steffi being stubborn about protecting her family. Deacon being stubborn about keeping Taylor. Electra starting to stubbornly question her aunt. Ivy stubbornly clinging to her secrets. And Brooke stubbornly pushing RJ to claim a girl who is emotionally unavailable. It is a masterpiece of clunky, messy human drama. Nobody is making smart choices. Nobody is thinking clearly. Everyone is just acting on raw emotion and impulse. And as a viewer, as a journalist covering this show, it is just pure gold. I don't know how they are going to resolve this Cliff House mess without someone getting seriously hurt, because Taylor is planning more secret dates. She literally told Deacon that they just need to be more careful. Careful, as if you can be careful with Sheila Carter. It is a joke. Taylor is supposed to be this brilliant psychiatrist, but she has the survival instincts of a fruit fly. She is completely blinded by her attraction to Deacon, and it is going to cost her. It might cost Steffi. It might cost Finn. The stakes are so incredibly high right now. And then you have the corporate war happening in the background. Bill and Katie launching Logan. Brooke and Ridge sabotaging it. Will and RJ fighting over the legacy and fighting over Electra. It is just layers upon layers of conflict. And I am typing so fast, my fingers are cramping, but I just have to keep going because there is so much to say. I really hope Electra confronts Ivy soon. I want to see that showdown. I want to see Electra, who has been so sweet and passive, just absolutely lose her mind on Ivy for playing games with her life. I want to see Will find out that Dylan has been lying to him by omission, because Dylan is sitting there saying, I love you, to a guy who is only with her because he thinks his true love rejected him. It is a house of cards. The whole thing is a house of cards. And Brooke is just sitting there in the Forrester office fanning the flames. She has no idea about the stolen letter or the broken necklace. All she sees is an opportunity for her son to get a beautiful girl, and she wants RJ to win, because if RJ wins, that means Will Spencer loses. And right now, Brooke wants the Spencers to lose at everything. She wants Katie to lose her fashion house. She wants Bill to lose his power, and she wants Will to lose his girl. It is petty, and it is vindictive, and it is so classic Brooke Logan. I love it and I hate it all at the same time. So anyway, that is where we are at. The spoilers for Friday, April 3 are setting the stage for a massive, explosive spring on The Bold and the Beautiful. Steffi is at her breaking point with Deacon. Electra is waking up to Ivy's dark side, and Brooke is pushing RJ right into the fire. I am exhausted just thinking about it, but I will be glued to my TV tomorrow to see how it all plays out, because this show is my life and I cannot get enough of it. Thank you guys for reading this massive brain dump. I know it was clunky and wild, but that is just how my brain works when the spoilers are this good. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is Deacon gonna get Taylor killed? Is RJ gonna push Electra away? Let's discuss, because I need to talk